This is Angela Mickey, and I am going to show you how to make an assignment, and at the same time I'm going to show you how to give your students their own copy of Google Drive files, whether it be docs, sheets, or slides. So I'm in my blank course again, and I'm going to click on assignments. Now you can see that I've made several assignments, and notice that my discussions are also in my assignments because they're graded or can be graded. So I'm going to hit plus assignment, and I end up with this same title box and this same Omnibox or my rich content editor that a lot of my things have. Pages look like this, discussions look like this, announcements look like this. Canvas is really good about making lots of things look the same, so it's easier for the user. So my assignment name, I'm going to just put assignment 1. And then here, this box is specifically for my directions. So I can change this because these are directions and I do want my students to see them. I want that to make sure that they actually do pay attention to the directions, which we know sometimes they don't always do that. So I'm going to play with that. I can also put in video content. I can add things here. Do not add your Google files here if you're wanting each student to have their own copy. If you want them all looking at the same Google Doc, just view mode only, that's fine. You can do it here, but if you are wanting each of them to have their own copy, we're going to do it down below. So just hold on. Now my points. Points don't matter unless you're going to grade this assignment. So if you are not going to grade it, you can just leave it alone. If you are going to grade it, I always make my points 100. It just helps my students with their percentages, things like that. Now, groups is not an option right now because we haven't set that up. Display grade as. So if it is not going to be graded, if you just want your students to have a copy of a Google Doc or a Google slide and you know you're not going to grade it, but you want each of them to have their own copy automatically saved in their drive, click not graded. Okay. You can also do complete incomplete, which sometimes is very nice for teachers. As long as you know they did it, you're going to give them the grade for it. This is great. Okay, just they completed it, they get the grade. Percentage is the best bet normally, especially if you're not making this points 100. If you're going to make this points 15 or 20, choose percentage. Okay, do not count this grade towards the final grade. This is just for the Canvas grade. As of right now, I don't think our Canvas grades are going to match our PowerSchool grades, so I'm always going to just tell my students your grade in PowerSchool is your real grade. Please do not go off of your Canvas grade. Now, submission type, there are lots of options. It's automatically going to put you online, and you have all of these options. You notice you can pick all of them or just some of them, like I can take this one away, that kind of thing. So text entry. Text entry is going to give them a box that looks just like this. Your students can do all the things that you can do. They can type text, they can insert images, they can insert math equations, they can link video, they can do all the things that you can do in the rich content editor. So text entry does not limit them only to words. Please do not think that. Website URL. This is great for when your students have to go out and find an answer to something, and then you want to know where they found it, and they have to link in their website where they found their research or their answer to their research. That's a good tool. Media recordings. Your students can do screencasts and record themselves, just like we're doing right now, and they can submit that back to you. This would be great for math. I think all students should have to make a how-to video for solving their math problems because we know that's that upper level blooms that if they can teach somebody else to do it, they have a better understanding. File uploads. We probably will not use this simply because we're all on Chromebooks and everything's in the cloud, but just in case, I'll show you that you can also pick the file extension. So let's say you only want a Word doc, you would put .doc here, and it would only allow them to upload Word documents. If you only want an image, Let's say you want a JPEG. But I don't do that because all of our stuff is in the cloud in Google Drive. This is a group assignment. This is also an option if you want students to work on a project as a group. Let's say they're making a PowerPoint or a Google slide as a group. You can select this, and you can even set up how many people are in each group. You can automatically assign the students to groups. You can let them self-sign up. You can do lots of options. Normally, I don't do this. I do group assignments like this in discussions. Peer review, you're not going to have them grade each other probably. You're not going to have them moderate. You can sync to PowerSchool when the grades are complete. After you've clicked the grade, it will send it to PowerSchool for you, which is fantastic. This assign to everyone. You can assign it to just one block. Let's say you're science and social studies and you have an honors block that's going to get a different assignment. You can select just that section of your courses. If you have EC students or ELL students and you want to give them a little bit modified work, you would make that group on your own first, and then you could pick that group to assign. Due dates are very important, available from, until. This due date also will put it in your calendar on Canvas for you. You are automatically making your students a syllabus. You are automatically linking information to a calendar for them, for their parents as well, which is fantastic. Okay, so this is the basics. Now for what we've been waiting for. When we choose external tool, this is how I get a copy of my Google Drive files for each student. So I'm going to just type Google, and I scroll down to find Google Docs Cloud Assignments. That's my external tool. So now I'm in my Google Drive. And yet again, I have lots and lots of files, so sometimes this is hard to find unless I know exactly where I'm going for. I also can just search. Been on an atoms kick lately, so I'm going to search the word atoms. So you can also see that these are PDFs. This is a Google slide. These are Google Docs. That's a MP3. So you have all your file types, but if you want to give the students their own copy of it, we click on it. I have my nice little check mark over here that shows what I've picked, and I click submit. Now it goes back to looking just the way it looked before, so don't panic. You just click select, and now instead of where I just had the word Google typed, I have a link to my actual Google document. Load this tool in a new tab. Do not click that. It is a little confusing for the students because all they see is a link. When you're looking at it in teacher mode, all you see is a link, but if you don't click this, what they see is actually what they're going to get. So I'm going to click save. And I have my instructions at the top, but I also can now see my Google Doc. Also, I want you to know that you can edit straight from here. Let's say if I had too many spaces right there and I want to take those out. I can edit right here. I don't have to go back to Drive and resubmit and all of those things. I can just fix it straight from here. And your students can see everything. They just scroll. They'll get their own copy. They type in it and they click submit. It will send it right back to you for grading. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time. Thanks.